Going on, guys? In today's video we're going to focus on a weekend storm system that will bring a snowstorm in parts of the mid-Atlantic east coast and also some ice concerns across parts of the southeast, also south of the main snow band across mid-Atlantic southeast, and as well as another region of ice we'll be looking at across parts of southern Texas. And there will be some severe weather as well as across parts of Florida Peninsula with an unrelated but ongoing storm system across lower Mississippi Valley. If you have not done so already, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you're not done so, enjoy your forecast as well as liking this video. If you want your local forecast or want your any questions you answered, you can just send a comment down below. That's simple as that. So now heading into the details of this storm. So while things are still preliminary here, according to our snowfall map, there is some localized 6-inch potential across the southeast corner of Virginia, including the Norfolk area, and also the North Carolina northeast corner. But then you also see that most of the snowfall is just limited to the eastern coast area because of the track of the storm offshore. But then an ongoing winter storm, which will be rather minor, could see like a localized few inches in some spots, especially across Kentucky, West Virginia for part of it. And then, as you can see, there are some heavier snow totals for the Friday-Saturday winter storm that we're expecting across parts of eastern North Carolina, southeast Virginia. And again, with the most impact snowfall being in the Norfolk area, Norfolk, Virginia Beach area. And then, as we head into the ice forecast, you can see there are some areas that can see some ice accumulations, including across parts of the far southern Texas and also parts of coastal Georgia, South Carolina, and the North Carolina. This will all be occurring with this winter storm that we're expecting late this week into the early weekend, so you better prepare for that now, especially if you're going to be along the East Coast. And things can certainly still change. And everything's preliminary, so obviously it's not like an official forecast and everything. But yeah, there are some weather alerts being issued, which we'll get to momentarily. Then as for the severe weather, we're kind of expecting one of which is ongoing right now. As you can see, the slight risk area, including parts of Louisiana, southeastern Texas, southern Arkansas, west Mississippi. There is a couple of tornadoes and arrows threat across the western half of the slight risk. And then also with large hail and damaging winds. That's not as likely here with the marginal risk, but still some severe threat. We don't really expect the tornado threat in Florida, which will be on Friday with the storm, but the ongoing one, there could be a brief tornado or two across the current marginal risk across the lower Mississippi Valley area, and also some spy large hail and local damaging winds. Again, this is tonight and ongoing, but this here in the Florida Peninsula, this is a day 3 threat we're looking at. There will be continued thunderstorm activity in day 2, but severe weather isn't expected, if not localized. Now we're going to get diving into the models behind the forecast and the weather alerts currently issued across parts of the region that we do expect to see some snowfall and other weather hazards have been issued. As we're going to go over, there are winter weather advisories for Kentucky, southern Ohio, western West Virginia, southern edge of Indiana and Illinois. And also some more winter weather advisories for southeastern Pennsylvania, parts of New Jersey, central Maryland, and northeastern Virginia. And as well as areas such as southern Mississippi and northeastern Louisiana, which will be for ice instead of snowfall, like these winter weather advisories appear. And as well as the ice threat for southern Texas, which also we have a winter storm warning for. Again, these two areas across the deep south will be for ice and rather than snow, even though brief sleet and snow would be possible across especially this area, but it will be really light if any accumulating. And then we have a severe thunderstorm watch across Louisiana, and the aforementioned areas I'd said were in the marginal / slight risks. And the severe weather is ongoing with some special weather statements relating to the strong thunderstorms, but just below the criteria that would be for severe thunderstorm warnings. And then we also have this winter storm watch for the upcoming system we're focusing on about across southeastern Virginia, eastern North Carolina, and eastern South Carolina. So basically the eastern Carolina is in Norfolk area, southeast Virginia. So now we're going to get diving into the models behind all of this storm system that's ongoing across parts of the southeast and lower Mississippi Valley. There's that thunderstorm threat across southeast and some snow showers at the northern edge of all this. You can see right here. And then progressing further, there is a minor winter storm potential as the GFS can show, like just later in the night basically, across parts of the upper Ohio Valley and into the northeast region. Looks like New York City, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, and Boston could get hit with a little snowfall, as well as cities like Cincinnati, Louisville, Pittsburgh. And then as you head later on, then you'll start to see some activity relating to the winter precip. There is some sleet, ice, snow maybe across southern Texas, which will probably be over a small area of that region. And then we have the main storm system, which comes up at like Friday night and a Saturday morning, I would say. This drops ice across parts of the central and eastern Carolinas, and then also some snow with it. But then the GFS kind of just keeps it offshore with some weak clippers possible across the upper Midwest and also parts of the Midwest. I'm not going to do much in this storm system because one, it's only a potential, and two, it's not guaranteed yet. It's also 6 days out, so I'm not really going to focus on that at all. Just kind of pointed it out there as it's like 6 days out or something. Yeah, but that won't be until like next week. Some of the models think, including the European model, snowfall pretty much limited to some of the southern and middle east coast areas such as North Carolina, southeastern Virginia, including the Maryland Peninsula, like the area along the east coast, as well as little island in the eastern Virginia, basically. And then most of the snowfall after that ends up offshore of the northeast coast. But then according to GFS, snowfall across the same areas, and then snowfall limited to the areas offshore after that. But then you see there is some potential for some of the northern edge snow maybe making it into the more cities along the east coast, which is expanding up to like the northeast coast, including possibly Long Island, areas maybe along the Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts shore. But that's just the GFS, and part of the snow totals also go to this ongoing storm that is producing some storm activity across southeast, as we're going over, and also some snow showers, perhaps so across the western Ohio Valley and the Ozarks. As you can see, where that snowfall forecast in the near future would go for this current snow system. So basically, part of the snowfall goes to this, and the rest goes to this. So yeah, we're not too sure on what that would be. And again, for the NAM, this is mostly strictly going to this system, if not all of it. And then you can see that there's like a limited chance of snowfall across Carolinas, and then some snowfall up here across parts of the mid-Atlantic, and then just going offshore for like the rest of the part. And then we do see some RDPS showing like 6+ inches for the Norfolk area, and also northeast North Carolina. So yeah, the coast of Virginia, North Carolina border is probably going to be the bullseye of this storm system for the snowstorm. So we need to take a look at that again if you're going to be in these regions, or if you are in this region. And then some lighter snowfall totals going in further inland, also South Carolina, maybe a dusting across parts of eastern Georgia. And then, again, you see that bullseye right there, same areas for the UK model. And then lighter snowfall amounts along the coast for the Carolinas, maybe again the eastern Georgia. And then it could be either just not snowing after that on land, or maybe briefly glancing at the northeast coast again, like Long Island and the Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts shores, or the dusting of snow maybe. But yeah, there's still some uncertainties we booked out. So now we're gonna go to the ice forecast. You can see that according to GFS, there was some ice concerns we've been talking about along the coastal areas of the Carolinas and maybe even southeast Georgia. And then some also at the southern Texas, and obviously and then we're gonna go to the Tennessee, Kentucky area, which could also be some brief freezing rain. I don't know what that's gonna lead to, but also you can see across western half Tennessee some ice there, and also coastal areas of Georgia, southern Carolina, and also the Carolinas. This is according to the NAM. And then for the RDPS, you can see there's some similar areas reaching for some snowfall. Ice trails, but yeah. And also across the west Tennessee and some southern Texas. NAM also shows that. And then, so all the models agree that southern Texas and parts of the East Coast, and like the Carolinas and southeast Georgia, could get socked by some ice once again. So yeah, you want to watch out and be careful on the roads if you're going to go out in these areas. And more so tonight if you're over here. But obviously the ice impacts here won't be until at least Friday. And things could really get going in tomorrow or Friday across southern Texas. And I preferably say tomorrow, because it's gonna happen soon enough, and you'll want to prepare this thing right now. But all the models either way show ice across those same regions. So yeah, be careful out there. Case forecast episode, just another reminder, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, like this video if you did enjoy the forecast. Comment any suggestions, local forecasts, or questions below. Stay notified to continue to receive updates. Be safe.